Corvette held you up a little bit over here. That was nice of it.
The problem is he's so fast on the straight and I'm slow on the corner. But I guess that's a practical.
Yeah. How's the car feel with the lower tire pressure?
Feels better on the low speed, but not as good on the high speed.
Okay, so we'll leave them where they are.
Yeah.
Just leave them where they are.
Although the only thing I'm curious, is there a pressure difference between left and right?
They're all pretty sweet back.
Yeah.
All right, whenever you want to go out, you put your left leg up.
What did you think? Target acquired.
Eagle 1, first strike. You have permission to engage the target.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Yo, Grid, can you hear me? I cannot hear you. So I don't know if you can hear me, my friend. My speakers are on. Why can't I hear you? Let me hold up. Let me go to your channel on my phone real quick. Let's see. Can we hear me? Yo, 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 yo. Let's see. Can we hear me? I can hear me. Go ahead and talk, Grid. You're muted. I can hear me. Go ahead and talk, Grid. You're muted. See, guys, this is why you have a producer. Grid just needs to get a producer. I wonder if there's a guy that does production work. Anybody that comes to mind? I don't know anybody I could think of except this guy named Glenn Lawrence. Cam the King, I'm glad you got some good sleep. Hey, Greg, just call me on the phone real quick, and I'll try to see if I can walk you through it. All right.
All right, is that working?
There you go.
All right. Yeah, it's I got feedback now because you're on the phone. I'm gonna hang it up. There we go.
That was from my phone.
Yeah.
Like, Siege, what are you talking about? Why you thought like we are cool with Daverick? Why would you say that we're not? Or why would you think that we're not?
Oh yeah, I'm cool with Daverick.
I just talked to get Daverick the other day.
Yeah, I tried to get.
I'm the reason why Grid is going to be doing something with Daverick. Of course,
all
we're
right,
still
so
good.
finally got the mic back, guys. We got a lot to talk about. What a wild 36 hours it's been. So for the folks that don't actually follow like the news and stuff, or, you know, online people. There's this guy, may have heard of him. His name's Destiny. Stephen Bonnell, whatever the fuck. And he's like a serial dumbass. Every time I start giving him the benefit of the doubt of him being like super, you know, because Andrew says he's super smart and everybody says he's super smart. And when he watches videos, he seems pretty intelligent. He seems like he's on drugs, but that could just be his personality. I personally think he's on drugs, but who knows? I don't know. But this guy's got some of the most fucked up takes I've ever heard in my life. And actually, you may have heard Josie and I talking about him about a week ago, and she's like a fan. I think she's a super fan, actually. And he's already, he was kicked off of Twitch a couple of years ago because he said some fucked up shit. And he just recently, he's been making, you know, he's been getting more popular. He just did, who the fuck was he on with, Glenn?
He's been on Piers Morgan a few times now.
Jordan Peterson.
He also he was on with Piers Morgan with Michael Knowles.
Yeah, he's been on with
recently.
Michael Knowles several times.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think he's smart, but I don't think he's that smart.
No, I think he's dumb. I think he's very, very dumb.
Yeah, I think he has good rhetoric. I think his arguments are trite. I have no interest. Honestly, I have no interest in communicating with him ever. But you can't avoid him in the space because he says such stupid shit. Now, what he's done recently is beyond fucking stupid. And I've got this pulled up. We're gonna play a little something.
Yeah, like if you guys thought like him admitting into enjoying sucking the D,
he's admitted sucking dick online several times. I
got the clip for that. But like,
yeah,
you know, but this has just gone too far.
This has gone too far. So, and you know, he was in an open relationship. He's in this like self-destructive spiral, in my opinion. The more fame he gets, instead of evening out and kind of building something. Yeah, I said I thought he was smart, Cam. Well, a lot of people told me he was smart. Let me say this. I never actually thought Destiny was that smart. I've always said I just don't get Destiny. I don't understand him. I think he's a drug addict. I've said that since day one, first watching him on whatever. I said, that dude's on drugs. And, you know, I don't care how intelligent you think you are or how great your responses and shit can be. The reality is if you're doing drugs, you're a dumbass. And I don't want it. And I don't deal with that. So I've got this. If you haven't seen this, this is fucking disturbing. Okay. So I just want you guys to I'm going to preface this by saying that Piers Morgan had a panel last night. The panel was basically Destiny. I can't remember.
Who's that fat guy? That fat guy is
Rubin.
Yeah, and then
Dave Rubin, Congressman. I can't remember the guy in the blue and white suit's name.
Who's the blonde chick? Like, she was pretty based.
The dark-haired chick.
Dark-haired chick. She's kind of cute too.
I can't remember her name either. But anyway, so it's a panel, couple of conservatives, couple of liberals. Destiny's on there for some fucking dumbass reason. Piers Morgan, you got to do better, bro. You have to do better. And this is coming from a guy that, you know, I don't have half the viewer. I don't have half the viewership of your ads. You know, but I'm telling you, you need to literally, you need to stress up. King Philip, I don't drink alcohol, so I can't, I've never drank, so I can't say whether it's good or bad. But experience shows me that it can be very bad. So I'm going to play this clip for you guys, and I'll let you guys go completely nuts. Go get all your friends and see what they think. It's going to be tough, guys. I'm going to set the stage. Morgan has basically had a discussion with a congressman who used to be a sniper on President Obama's detail when he was with the Secret Service, and he breaks down a lot of the factual information of how the shot happened and some other stuff. They let him go. Then Dave Rubin, you know, he spews a bunch of bullshit rhetoric about how he thought that Piers was, you know, implying a conspiracy theory kind of deal and some other shit, and he disappears. And now what we've got is the guy in the blue and white has just said some really basic boilerplate, like, hey, we got to look into this sort of thing. And then we get Destiny. And Destiny comes out with it. He thinks that the right deserves it. And we're going to pick this up right here because it's a tough one, guys. All right. So I'm going to do this and this and this. Did my screen go blank? Oh, there we go. Oh, is the audio not coming through, Glenn?
Yeah, no audio. How about you send me the link so I can share it?
Yeah, hang on. I'll send you the link. Why is there no audio?
Oh, because you missed a step. It's okay. It happens to all of us. I do it all the time.
Yeah, I don't know why there's no audio. All right, hang on. I'm going to pull it back. I don't know why my audio is giving me so much trouble, but this is like I'm traveling, so fuck it. It's just being a dick move. All right, so it's in a private chat.
Oh, it's in the private chat?
Well, it should be. Why did it not? Son of a bitch, man. It's being
I don't see it's not in the private chat.
Yeah, give me a sec.
No worries.
I don't know what's going on today, man.
You know what? You're not at your normal setup.
That's true.
Traveling. It always sucks when you're like traveling and you're not at your normal, station. It just kind of makes things a little difficult, my friend.
Apparently so. Yeah, I didn't really think it did, but apparently it does. That's all right. We'll get it sorted out here.
Your feng shui is thrown off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
is that what it is? You don't
right. Have your Haktua hat right now.
I don't have. I've got none of that. Yeah.
I don't see.
Well, and I should have tried to stream last night.
There's no guns behind you, like it's just the whole feng shui is off, and that's okay.
Yeah. All right. Bear with me, guys. This is terrible. There we go. There now. It's in the private chat. It should pull up to the right spot, but it's 2902 in. Sorry, guys. Sorry, and out there in the chat, it's It's so interesting how everything just flows reasonably well at home, and now I'm like crashing and burning everywhere. That's all right.
Great, you gotta let me share things.
Do I have a setting? What happened? Wait, you can't share things?
I'm sharing it right now, but you got to present it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, it hasn't popped up yet. Oh, there it is.
It should be there.
There it is.
All right, here we go.
It could be that my computer is really slow today, too.
Yeah, you're also on, like, Wi-Fi in Vegas. Not the best combination.
Yeah, right.
Hours after the shooting, You said, let me clarify. When I say conflicted, what I mean is I lean towards seeing it as a natural extension of the thing Trump and the MAGA kids support. So I don't think I have much sympathy about the attempt enough to chastise people celebrating it. You couldn't find it in your heart to chastise people for celebrating the near assassination of a man who was president of the United States and maybe again?
Absolutely not. Conservatives have completely bled that well dry. And the idea that they, after engaging in the most divisive and most extreme rhetoric that this country has seen in recent history, that they would come on and beg for sympathy, that it's escalated into some kind of violent confrontation is absolutely insane. Even the idea right now of saying, well, if you call somebody a Nazi for so long, it's, what do you expect people to do? I grew up listening to Rush Limbaugh call Obama a communist every single day he was on the radio. You've got conservatives that talk about how the mRNA vaccines were ways to sneak microchips into us. You've got COVID lockdowns that were done because the government was trying to take all your freedom away. They won't acknowledge anything that happened on January 6th. They say that the election was stolen and that your country is being taken from you. Like, I don't think anybody should be killed. I don't think anybody should go out and kill anybody. But when you engage in this type of rhetoric and when you turn the temperature up over and over and over and over again, there is absolutely no room.
But you say, okay, but you say,
and there certainly isn't room for you to ask for sympathy.
But you say, but Destiny, you say you don't want anybody killed,
guys,
and yet you say, I don't think I have much sympathy about the attempt to chastise people celebrating it. People celebrating the near assassination of Donald Trump. If you can't find it in you to chastise people who do that, aren't you just as despicable as the people you've just spent the last 2 minutes haranguing?
No, because they've led the way. This is the environment that they've created.
So you think behaving like the people you think are despicable is the correct course of action?
Not about behaving like the people who are despicable would be leading that type of rhetoric. It would be denying every single bad thing. How many times as a liberal? How many times as a liberal have you been on a show? Not you in general, but like a liberal been on a show and you've been forced to disavow all of the BLM riots, disavow all of the violence, and blah blah blah. And then you talk to conservatives about it. January 6th, that was that's good. Flag. Yeah. January 6th. Oh, like conservatives disavow January 6th?
Wait. First off, there's an entire cultural machine that has lied. There is an entire cultural.
Real time. That's it.
What?
That's why conservatives deserve absolutely zero sympathy for anything that happens as a result of their rhetoric. That's it. It's so easy. Like, it's so simple.
Okay, but I'm not exactly sure what he's talking about, but I would say this is the type of person that the internet has broke their brain, thus leaving them with very little empathy for their co-human. I mean, a good, decent father is now dead because of this. He's had his brains blown out because he was defending his wife and daughter. I would hope that you have a little empathy for that.
Let me jump in there because we have a clip of what Destiny has said about that very thing. Let's listen to this.
Fuck it. Fuck the dude, the firefighter guy. Fuck Trump. Fuck the people that support him. I just want you to know, okay? Just in case you're confused or it seems like I'm, whatever. If one of you were in the crowd and you're a conservative fan of mine and you end up, getting blown away or whatever the fuck, I'm making fun of you the next day on Twitter. I am 100%.
I mean, I got to say, I just found that repulsive, Destiny.
I wish that there is no room. There is no room for the hand wringing, and I will not participate in this anymore.
Oh, it's not hand wringing.
The hand wringing. No, it absolutely is.
No, it's just that you are positioning yourself.
So well.
But Destiny, let me explain to you.
Conservatives can say anything.
No, I'm not a conservative.
They can have any conspiracy theory.
I'm not a conservative.
They can have any plot. They can do anything, and then liberals are supposed to sit and be like, "Oh my God, it's so tragic."
No, Destiny,
absolutely not.
Let me explain.
Absolutely.
Let me explain my position because I'm not a conservative. I'm not on either side in your race, right? Here's what I think about what you did. You'd like to fire off, as you've done so far in this debate, about your fury at how disgusting Republicans are, how inhumane they are, how they never have any empathy, blah, 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 blah. And then you yourself actually are exactly the person that you're describing. You are inhuman. You are somebody who seems almost gleeful that a young firefighter with a family, with a wife and children, who he was protecting as he was shot dead, that he deserved what was coming to him because he went to a President Trump rally, a man who was president of the United States until recently for 4 years and maybe again. You sound almost gleeful, Destin, and I'm sorry, that makes you, frankly, despicable.
I don't think I'm gleeful about anything. I don't think anybody should die. I don't think anybody deserves to die. But you want to talk about gleeful? look at the conservative response to Pelosi's husband when they broke in.
I can answer that.
Mainstream media figures
I can answer that.
I don't care.
I can answer that.
With all due respect, I don't care what your
Let
answer
me answer
is.
that.
The reality is that conservatives have been turning the temperature up on the rhetoric. They have been making fun of these types of events for years, and now when something happens to them, now they're looking for sympathy from the liberal side. Absolutely not. It's insane. It's unhinged that you can conduct yourself in such a manner and expect people to feel sorry when things happen.
Why should anybody on the right listen to a word of your hectoring and lecturing about how they should behave? And by the way, for the record, the mockery of Nancy Pelosi's husband when he was attacked by an intruder with a hammer was also despicable, right? I can see despicable behavior on all sides, and I'm happy to call it out when I see it. You, however, want to present yourself as this great kind of standard bearer of decency who sees outrageous behavior on the right time and again and is incensed by this disgusting, inhumane behavior. And yet time and again, since the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, you have displayed exactly the same kind of inhumane behavior. Fuck him about a fireman who is killed because he attends a rally of a guy he wants to vote for.
My issue with the MAGA kids is not that they are not empathetic. My issue is that they support a president that led an insurrection against the United States. I'm not here to tone police over their empathy.
80 million people voted for Donald Trump last time around.
That's great. 80 million people voted for a guy that tried to insurrect the government, and it looks like they might try to do it again. I mean, like, I don't know what you want me to say. These are the facts on the ground. The idea that
you don't like attacks on democracy. So presumably you would unreservedly condemn the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, because that's one of the most egregious attacks on American democracy in modern times. Presumably,
I don't think that
you will
anybody
take this opportunity, given you are so determined to protect the integrity of democracy, you would find it absolutely outrageous that someone has tried to assassinate a president, right?
If the other conservatives on this show want to say that it was absolutely outrageous
that
Donald Trump attempted to coup the government,
I'm asking you.
Then maybe I would. Yeah, no, I'm not going to get on my knees and beg for forgiveness or show sympathy to conservatives.
I'm not asking for that. I'm asking you to condemn what happened as an egregious attack on democracy. Can you do that?
No, I won't. No, I won't.
You can't do that. You see, so why the hell, frankly, Destiny,
absolutely not.
Why the hell should we listen to a word you have to say about...
Why do you think conservatives haven't been listening to a word that liberals have said about anything for 8 years?
Right,
what do you think is going to change?
They?
You think if liberals come out now and they go, "Oh my God, this was so horrible," they're going to go, "Wow, that is true." Maybe
wait a second.
should also
Charlie, I'll bring you in at the end of this. I promise you, and you'll get a good chance to respond. But here's my problem, Destiny, with your whole position on this, right? Is that you don't actually have anything inside you that you want the other side to have. You don't have any of the empathy. You don't have any sympathy. You don't care that someone tried to assassinate Donald Trump. You don't care that a young fireman with a family was killed in the process. You don't actually. You are not the person you want these other people to be. And all you do is play whataboutery with every question I give you. And I'm just startled.
It's not what about it. We're talking about Donald Trump. We're talking about the temperature of this country. But here's a question for the two panelists. What percentage of this event happening was due to Donald Trump's rhetoric? What do they think the answer to that question is?
What percentage could it be that the other side, as we've just heard from Dave Rubin, has spent 8 years calling Donald Trump the new Adolf Hitler, a person who was responsible for the murder of 12 million people, including 6 million Jewish people in a Holocaust. Last time I checked, Donald Trump hasn't murdered 12 million people. So much as you would like him to be the new Hitler, he's not. But again, to an impressionable, young, deranged mind who has easy access to guns, that can be easily interpreted as an existential threat, said President Biden. Somebody that needs to be put in the bullseye, said Biden.
Okay,
only last week. And guess what? Somebody then comes forward and tries to kill the existential threat.
Who is engaged in more divisive rhetoric over the 8 years? If you had to assign a rough percentage,
again, you're playing whataboutery. Again, you're deflecting.
It's not whataboutery.
Just as Joe Biden did last night. Just as Joe Biden did with Lester Holt on NBC last night. Every time he was asked, "Have you done any soul searching about your own rhetoric, your own ill-advised use of language?" He deflected it back to attacks on Trump. And you're doing exactly the same thing with Republicans.
And I will do the exact same thing.
You say Republicans
you want Biden
you say that they are lacking in
comment when Donald Trump was saying Second Amendment people could maybe do something about Hillary Clinton. Like, no, it's absolutely deranged. The double standard that's being asked here is insane. And you heard both of them say it earlier. How much did Donald Trump's rhetoric contribute to the current environment? Oh, not much at all. Like, no, I'm not going to say anything to these people. Of course not.
You see, Destiny,
seem oddly unversed in any of the current events that have happened over the last couple of years. First off, politics is downstream from culture, right? And what has happened to our culture in the last 8 years? What has happened to our culture is that the mainstream media has lied about everything, always to the detriment of right-leaning people, whether it is the Russia hoax or COVID or Brett Kavanaugh's a serial rapist or the Covington kids are racist or Jesse Smollett was hoaxed, was lynched, or whether it was very fine people on both sides. Every single lie always goes against right-leaning people. So they are slightly annoyed and distrustful of people like you and other people in mainstream media who lie about literally everything. So perhaps
literally everything,
empathy,
like biolabs and Nazis in Ukraine, or like mRNA vaccines that are causing 20% excess deaths. There it is. Yeah, or the fact that COVID lockdowns were going to go on forever, and it was just an authoritarian abuse of power. Or yeah, of course. Like, come on, dude. Conservatives are masters of misinformation, and it's happening right here.
All right, let me bring in Charlie. He's been waiting very patiently. Charlie, thank you for being so patient. Things have obviously got quite heated quite quickly. Let me give you your chance now to have your say after what you've been hearing from Destiny.
Yeah, well, first of all, Destiny represents to me a certain subsect of the left, I won't call it everybody, who likes to bully others into saying exactly what they want to hear. And if they don't say it, then you all of a sudden are the problem. And they handle it exactly like he's been handling it on the show. It's like a child throwing a temper tantrum. You can't get a word in edgewise. They just kick and scream and yell until you ultimately say, I've had enough. Just say what you want to say and back down. And that's exactly what we see a lot of times from people on the left. And it infuriates me, because just like we saw on Saturday with the near assassination of Donald Trump, which that is exactly what it was. It was an assassination attempt, yet we have, Dave, like you mentioned, all of the mainstream media putting out egregious headlines such as from CNN, Trump removed from stage by Secret Service after loud noises startles former president and crowd, which completely mistells what actually happened.
Accurate. Here it is. This is the conservative. This is the game right now.
It is not accurate.
It's live right now. You know, Fox News ran that same type of
first
headline,
of all,
right?
we are allowed in this country to ask questions. There was a lot of things that were very off on Saturday,
and other
from the way that the Secret Service handled.
So, you know, I love this country. God bless, I guess. Yeah.
You can see. There you go. He immediately resorts to.
Are there times when you would love to have another address or phone number to use instead of your home address?
There we go. Yes.
Yeah, here we go. That is exactly the childish demeanor that I'm speaking about. On Saturday,
don't talk over each other. Let me just ask you this, Destiny. You were asked on that clip we played earlier if you'd have the same attitude if it was your parents who'd been killed at a Trump rally. And you replied, it's less end-of-life costs for me. Would I lose sleep over it? No. Do you understand how grotesque that sounds?
It sounds grotesque, but the environment that we're in right now is grotesque.
Why do you want to sound grotesque? I don't understand.
You cannot engage in behavior that leads us to this point, that brings us to the precipice, and then say, wait a second, wait, are you taking this a little bit too far?
So just to be clear, hang on, Dave.
We are exactly here
just to be clear,
because of what conservatives have said.
Just to be clear, Destiny,
here we are.
If it was close members of your family or close friends who had gone to that Donald Trump rally and who'd lost their lives, one did, and two are critically ill, wounded, if they had died there, you would lose no sleep over that. Is that your position?
No, of course I would be sad. It would be tragic, of course. And the closer they are to you, the more sad it would be. The same way that if you had a child that, you know, tried to rob a store and the child got killed by the police, that would also be tragic and sad.
So you wouldn't think fuck them because they're your family then? You'd have a different rule for your own loved ones.
Would I feel more upset if a person very close to me died rather than a person farther away from me died? Yeah, I think the answer there is yes.
Yeah, but you weren't just just to be clear, you weren't just not upset by the death of that firefighter who'd given great service as a firefighter to his country. You were gleeful and you said, fuck him. Fuck him.
I'm not.
Would you say fuck them if it was your family and friends?
It was a Trump supporter.
I would say that if they go to a rally like this and they support an insurrectionist president and something happens to them, I would feel sad on a personal level because they're my parents. But again, I learned from them more than anyone else. I grew up in Nebraska. You learn that if you mess around and if you do dumb stuff, that there are going to be consequences.
And would you think? And would you think? All right. And would you be happy to say, you know what? Fuck them. about your own
His
parents.
rhetoric is far more dangerous than I've ever heard anything that Donald Trump said. What he's saying right there, he is saying you should have no empathy or sympathy for your fellow human. You know, we can all disagree. We can disagree about politics, of course we can. We can even disagree about how the media frames things and everything else. But he's basically saying show up to a rally and get killed, and that is absolutely psychotic. I'm sorry. And you know, the other part of this that's strange when people are calling for unity right now is if this had happened to Joe Biden, if Joe Biden had been shot at and had part of his ear blown off, the very people calling for unity right now would be calling for the rest of us to be put in jail. So there's a strange asymmetry there as well.
And I would ask this.
The strange asymmetry was Biden trying to make a phone call to the wife of the killed firefighter and her rejecting the call and Donald Trump not even reaching out. Okay, that's the asymmetry. When you talk about it's just
Destiny is his stripper name.
The cancerous brain rot that conservatives have fooled everybody into thinking. It's not just politics to think that vaccines will kill you. Okay, I've got 3 dead family members with COVID.
Name,
My mom won't get a vaccine. Me think that he wanted. After both of them were in the military, these guys went up and down.
I'm not vaccinated.
Don't worry, we can all tell. We can all tell. My parents went up and down a line when they did basic training for the Air Force. They got 20, 30 vaccines each. My dad has a vaccine injury in his shoulder, and the idea of not getting vaccinated was unconscionable to them until the conservatives spread these messages that are just politics.
Let me ask you this, Destiny.
Let me ask you this. The science has shown that the vaccine actually was one of the worst things you could have done for yourself. Thank God I didn't get vaccinated. I thank God every single day I didn't get vaccinated.
Let's not get. I don't want to get. I don't want to read. I don't want to get back into COVID. I don't want to get back into COVID. Right? Hang on, Charlie.
Asymmetry of it all.
Hang on, Charlie. I don't want to get down into COVID again. I want to stick to this story, and I want to ask you, Destiny, about Elon Musk, who is responded to one X user who was calling for him to demonetize you on the X platform. And he said, you're right, this is not appropriate content for advertisers because of the offensive tweets you were aiming at Trump supporters. What is your response to Elon Musk?
The same response as it always has been. Elon Musk is a thinly veiled, I would say, like anti-woke, anti-SJW, basically right-wing supported guy. And if you say things that they don't like, of course they'll demonetize you, they'll cancel you. Conservatives are some of the least principled people in the universe when it comes to freedom of speech. As soon as they have any power to demonetize or spam report somebody's sponsors or anything like that, of course conservatives will jump onto it. My account also was demonetized, I think in like 12 hours. Thank you very much, Elon Musk. Although I do notice that my docs has been floating around Twitter for 2 days now, and tons of accounts that I've been reporting that haven't been banned yet, but I'm glad we've got our priorities straight there.
Again, here's what I think we're all struck by.
He is now banned.
Your position seems to be that anyone from Donald Trump to his supporters who represents their thinking, their ideology, their political views, that if they are killed by an assassin at a rally, then they deserve what's coming to them. And in your words, fuck them. I mean, do you not understand that to most decent Americans and to decent people around the world, that is incredibly offensive and makes you look like a two-faced hypocrite, somebody who wants the other side to behave to a certain level of decency, but is himself incapable of displaying it.
The conservatives don't have it in them to have that level of decency.
So why don't you rise to a higher bar? Why don't you yourself show them the promised land, Destiny? Show them the way they should be behaving.
Have been doing it for 8 years. There's nothing to be gained there. So instead, we'll just have a laugh instead. When you're asking for this type of decency, you're saying like they did for Pelosi's husband, like they did for BLM people, like they did for the endless. He didn't die, but he got the crap beat out of him with a hammer, and they made jokes about his
and
gay
by the way,
lover.
The jokes were disgusting. Why can't you say the same thing about the people making mockery of Trump? Why do you join the mob?
It's not just the jokes. It's the underlying substantive analysis as well. It's the lack of responsibility for January 6th. It's the lack of responsibility for the Gretchen plot. It's the lack of accountability for all the comments made about BLM protesters, George Floyd,
by your yardstick,
for all of these.
By your yardstick, what the Republicans should do in response is simply say, fuck all of them. Fuck them all. Who cares?
Pierce, that's what you're not understanding. Pierce, listen to me. This is what you're not understanding. You keep bringing this up to me, like, well, Destiny, if you act like this, aren't conservatives just going to do? And then you say a thing, but they've done this for 8 years.
Right. So the other side is the other side is horrendous. Therefore, I'm going to be even more horrendous. It's so unprincipled.
The horrendous part about the conservatives isn't just the rhetoric; it's the underlying factual denial of reality. That's the biggest. That's the huge issue. That's the big bad part.
Let me bring Charlie back to respond to that. Charlie.
I mean, I think it's the opposite. I think that, Destiny, you are completely fueled solely off of emotion, whereas I think that, I'll say conservatives, even though I think that it spans past conservatives, when they look at the facts of the summer of BLM, the BLM movement as a whole, January 6th, this assassination attempt, when you look at the facts, things unfold before your eyes.
He does live in a fake
and
reality.
they reveal themselves to be actually what they are. There's a lot of evidence that has come forth since all of these events in the past have occurred. And they have shown that exactly what conservatives were saying were absolutely correct. Just like the assassination attempt on Saturday, we looked at what went wrong. We looked at not only was this one rooftop unguarded, but how did the gunman know that the rooftop was unguarded? Why was it that local law enforcement alerted the Secret Service moments before shots were fired?
There it is. There is actually a very good question.
Do you think J6 was a false flag?
I think January 6th, there's a lot of discussions to be had. I think there's a lot of facts that came forward. They're definitely.
I will never give sympathy to this side. These guys are destroying the country.
Destiny.
There were agents.
There were a single thing that
here's your problem with me.
There were agents present on January 6th. We saw the tourists being ushered into the Capitol building. They're being treated like terrorists. And in fact, several months ago, Vivek Ramaswamy said it's only fair that we're able to have a decent conversation about all of this.
Okay, let me say what Let me just say what I think about January 6th, because I wrote it at the time and I believe it today. I thought it was a shameful attack on the heart of American democracy. It was an attempt to thwart democracy taking place. It should never have happened. Everyone involved in any violent act that day was utterly shameful. Donald Trump's rhetoric that day was appalling. All those things are completely true, Destiny. I can happily subscribe to that.
Neither of your other guests.
But here's the thing.
Neither of these guests agree with that.
But if I'm a Republican, but here's the thing, Destiny. If I'm a Republican listening to you, I'm thinking, hang on. This guy thinks we're all disgusting. We're reprehensible. We have no empathy. We have no this, no that. And yet he himself is proud of being even more disgusting.
Not absolutely. And then I would say, wow, well, nothing has changed from since before COVID, before the vaccines, before J6, when they thought the election was stolen, when they thought that we were forced into lockdowns for no reason, when they thought that George Soros and the World Economic Forum and the IMF banks and everybody were taking over the country and the Federal Reserve was devaluing our currency. Like, it's all the same. Nothing has changed.
Let me ask you this.
I'm curious. Wait, can you ask
one last question, Destiny? One last question for you.
Characterization of J6?
Destiny, one last question for you. Are you pleased that Donald Trump got shot?
Am I pleased? No, absolutely not.
What is your emotion to the shooting?
My emotion is emotionally what? In terms of his personal health, is absolute indifference.
No. Do you condemn the shooter shooting Donald Trump?
No. Not here, not on this program, not in front of these people. Absolutely.
You do not condemn a deranged shooter shooting Donald Trump.
You are truly just a child. This is not.
Actually, it's not. No, you know what, Charlie?
We're just trying to be decent human
beings. You know what, Charlie?
Beings.
It's not actually the behavior of a child. It's the behavior of somebody who's completely lost his moral compass and any sense of decency.
You're calling him out.
And I'm going to go to Dave Rubin. Let me let Dave Rubin respond to what you've just heard from Destiny.
I mean, it's actually one of the most disgusting things that I've ever heard in my life. My entire staff in my studio right now all gasped at that. When I happened to be at Target, the store Target, we were checking out when I saw it on Twitter.
You know, it's weird when I have to say that Piers Morgan
and
is
I know
based.
that is the feeling of
probably seriously. Like
200 plus, if not 300 plus million Americans, even many of whom would vote against Trump and do not like Trump and all of those other things. The idea that you can't show sympathy or empathy for that is so profoundly sad. I would also add one other thing here, which is that the reason you're so emotive and screaming beyond the Red Bull, and dude, just ease up, man, it's not healthy for your heart, is that you really don't have good arguments. So you're petulant and screaming as opposed to just trying to work things out. We're allowed to ask questions about these things, but I would hope that you would try, as Piers is pointing out, instead of always reaching for the lowest common denominator and they're bad, so I'll be worse. I would hope that we could try to be a little bit better than that. And by the way, I think that you're seeing that right now at the Republican National Convention. They're not going crazy over all of this. They're applauding the fact that Trump's there. They're rallying around the new VP choice. And I think you're going to see a wide swath of America that maybe didn't come out for Trump before and they're not traditional conservatives.
I totally agree.
I think you're going to see them support Trump.
I totally agree. And I would say to you, Destiny.
I think it's more
I would say
emblematic
to
of the
you,
situation
Destiny.
and the fact that
Destiny.
the VP choice is a guy who's also said that Donald Trump is like Hitler.
Yeah, I
just
would
think it's
say-
the perfect cherry on
He's
top to everything.
apologized for it and said he got it wrong.
Yeah, I would say this to
yeah.
you, Destiny. Lester Holt asked Joe Biden last night, has he had any soul searching? Right. I think after this debate, you may want to just go away quietly and think about some of the answers you've given and think about the double standard of demanding a certain pattern of behavior from others that you do not sign up to.
More standards in American
you may or may
discourse.
not take
There are
my
no more
advice.
standards.
You may or may not take my advice. I'm just saying, on reflection, you might conclude that the best way to persuade other people to behave in a better way is not to behave in an utterly degrading way yourself. That's all.
I think deleting a YouTube channel only takes one click, Destiny.
Right.
Yeah, right after you, Dave.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all very much to my panel. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, what do we think about this nonsense, right? Like, this is craziness. Glenn, you with us? You back? I think Glenn had to step away. That's okay. Yeah, Piers is more dangerous than Destiny, but
The whole time my stupid mic switched to a different mic. My bad.
oh, did you?
Fucking wait, stop telling people that. I'm here.
Oh, you're here. You're
But
here.
no, like, hold on. Like, I got a video to share.
All right,
now.
let's get the other one in.
All right, hold on.
Throw it up here.
I
just talked to our friend. That's who I was on the phone with.
Derek.
Yeah, and so we're set. We got something set up for 2:00 Friday.
Oh, cool. Don't bring it up yet. I'm gonna queue up the video first.
Yeah, I got you. BSR, he is actually that out of touch with Destiny. With reality. Destiny. Look, there's something wrong with that dude, and
All right,
I don't.
it's queued up whenever
All right,
you're ready.
cool. Whenever we're ready. All right, we're gonna throw something else here.
Relationship
let me
is
get rid
you're
of
in an open relationship, and like how does that
Like how that started, or
how did that start? Sure.
the only relationships I've ever done has been open relationships.
The reason why I'm in a poly relationship is because
I'm a cuckold. For those of you unfamiliar with William Shakespeare, a cuckold is a man whose woman is cheating on him.
Wife, girlfriend, what's the
Wife.
relationship? Wife.
Mhm.
I believe you're both bisexual. Okay, you're both bisexual. How does that work?
I don't know. Sometimes you just get different
Wait for
cravings.
it.
You know, sometimes a nice fucking throbbing dick is a nice throbbing dick. You know, it is what it is. What are you gonna do?
Okay, folks. Now, Exhibit A. Why would you think that anything that comes out of Destiny's mouth would be worth listening to? It's either cum or it's bullshit.
I mean, he's a weird dude. He does perfectly encapsulate what a consistent leftist is, and that is completely inconsistent, completely.
Yes, he's bi.
wrong.
Bi is gay. There's no such thing as bi. There's just
Yeah.
gay and not gay.
That's right. That's actually that's consistent with my belief as well.
Like just
The
like there
mental
is not
image.
like 27 genders. There's 2 genders. There's male and female.
You know, Roland Thorne here has a point. Destiny just doesn't say, yeah, I'm into men. He has to literally draw you a mental picture of a throbbing dick. That's wrong, man. That's wrong. Just saying.
Well, you know, I just think, that's why Destiny's in the red pill, because he's like, I want some throbbing dick.
Probably so. But his takes are so fucked up. To deny all that we've learned about what actually happened on Jan 6, to deny and live in denial about all we've learned about how the public was lied to about the need for lockdowns, the jab, all of that, to just stick to the narrative, even after right now Fauci's in very, very close danger of going to jail, right? He's in serious jeopardy.
Well,
Fauci is. Not having his medical license revoked and all that, which I think has already kind of happened, and never being able to truly work again, other than writing some books to sell to people like Destiny. This guy might actually go to jail, but Destiny is still spewing the same rhetoric that is literally been disproven. But then he says that's what we're doing, that we won't believe the truth, folks, about things that we've learned the actual truth about. He wants to stick to the original narrative for some fucked up reason. Why? Why is that? Well, it suits his narrative, obviously, but why else? I mean, I can't believe that anyone is that stupid. And yet every time I watch a new Destiny video, he does prove it out.
Well, Grid, the reason is because, like, think about it. The left is not reporting this new information, right?
That's
so
true.
really only the right is reporting this new information, that everything that you listed about Jan 6, about, the shooter, about the vid, about, Fauci, like the left is not reporting the same news that the right is. So of course we are saying, hey, this new information has come out that can that clears the air, that adds more information into these gaps, these holes that we have here, and now it paints a different story. He's like, and anybody from his side is like, no, that's bullshit. That's not on my news. My news actually tells me that, it's really this. So it's the media, it's the news agencies that, are choosing not to report certain things. And I thought the news were supposed to be on the side of the truth.
Well, so the thing is that the major news agencies are reporting like the hearings and things like that, but they do slant the rhetoric, right? They do slant it quite a bit.
Like, for example, CNN, after the shooting, like moments after the shooting, this bitch was like complaining about Trump raising his fist and saying fight, 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 rather than the shooter
they also
shooting.
reported that he tripped. They didn't actually.
He slipped, and Secret Service had to come help him up. Yeah, that was the other thing. And it's like, no, he's not Biden. He didn't poop in his pants and fall to the ground. Okay. But they wanted to spin that so that way at least it would make Biden not look as bad. Like, see, Trump falls too. He's old. And that would lead people to questioning his, capabilities as well. And it's just, it's not even like, accidental. It's blatant misinformation. It's deception. It's deceitful.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't blame him when he's like, I'm not going to listen to your guys' news because it's your guys' news is slanted. And of course it's going to be reported in your best interest. That's the sad thing. No news agency like Fox News and CNN are not saying the same thing. They may be talking about the same topic, but they're definitely not saying the same thing.
This is true, but what we need to remember, guys, is, and this is not, strictly towards Destiny or about that. Well, actually, this is about Destiny. So this has to do only with Destiny, though. He's now been, so the video that you saw of him saying, fuck that guy, fuck, glad, basically saying, I'm glad that the guy died because he went to the Trump rally. So that video got him demonetized from X. Elon personally commented on that this is not something our advertisers would probably want to be a part of. So he's been demonetized. And I believe that's a 2 or 3 week demonetization. But I think he can still post 2x. So he just doesn't make any money. And he has been banned from Kick. And that seems to be like a real ban. Like they're not letting his ass back on. Now he just lost his appeal to go back onto Twitch. And now I don't believe Twitch will let him back on because of the hate speech thing. I'm not really sure that he's monetized on YouTube. And I'm not really sure if YouTube is going to view this as hate speech as well and kick him. So, it's an interesting deal right now with Destiny, because what he seems to be doing is he seems to be losing his fucking mind, and he's losing his outlets. At the same time, let me throw this out there, Glenn. This is what I'm going to throw out there. At the same time he's doing all of this, he's going on more and more actual commentary, like Piers Morgan, the thing with Jordan Peterson. I think he's been, he's been with Michael Knowles and some other things. So I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to make the jump from streamer to commentator I would not be surprised if we did not find Destiny as an anchor on a left-wing show, or a recurring guest commentator. And I say that because I don't know how he makes his money, but it seems like that it seems to me like he's probably getting paid to say a lot of the shit that he says in the way that he says it. You did hear that he basically believes that it's the right wing that's the one doing the canceling. Like somehow conservatives have a hold over Twitch and Kick, which would be fucking weird since, that's it. Yeah, Destiny on MSNBC. I think that's a real thing, Merle's World. I do. I think that will. I'm just saying. It just seems the way it's probably headed. What do you think?
I think he's definitely good for MSNBC, but also I think he's good for like the gay channel. Like I'm sure the gay channel is. He's gonna make it. It's the gay news.
Oh, he's gonna his own gay channel. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not aware of a gay channel, but
it's his own
either. So.
No, it's the gay ones. It's with the G's and the T's.
G's and T's. All right. I mean,
but really, I think like anybody that takes what Destiny says like seriously, like as if it's a good talking point, then you already know. I'm just saying anybody. If anybody just like says like, oh, they agree with Destiny on anything, you already know that person is dumb, and you should probably like discontinue your communication with them.
Right.
If you want to like save your brain cells and not waste your time. Because anybody that says, oh yeah, Destiny's right, I'm just like, okay, have a good day. I'm not even argue with you. Because I already know the level of dumb you are. You're like a certain kind of stupid, and I don't have patience for that.
Certain kind of stupid, yeah. Yeah, that's true. But I just have to think that's what he's angling for, right? Because he seems to be taking his banning, because at this point, I don't think he's monetized on YouTube. I could be wrong about that. I don't, because I think he had trouble with YouTube before. He's on Kick. Kick just banned him. Now he's out of Kick. Twitch banned him a long time ago. They won't let him back in. They just turned down his appeal. He's not going to make any money on Rumble. And even if he did, he would be, the crowd over on Rumble would be terrible. Maybe he's going to be in the news and commentary on Tinder or Plenty of Fish or some of the dating sites, something like that. Maybe that's his next gig. I don't know. That dude's out there, man. So I think Glenn's gone BRB, so I will I'll be carrying the show for a moment as normal. Destiny is also a trust fund kid. He doesn't need a job. I don't think is he though? I don't think he is. I think he's from Nebraska. I think his parents I mean, I'm sure they had a little bit of money, but he talked about it once. I just really didn't pay that much attention, to be honest. If he's a trust fund kid, yeah, you know, that's funny. I thought he was like self-made, and he kind of brags about that, but whatever. It's not like he's hurting for money right now that I would think, but maybe, who knows? Does live in Miami, lives in a penthouse in Miami, apparently. So whatever. So with Destiny doing this nonsense, it kind of, you know, it had to be brought. I had to bring it up. I had to talk about this because it's rare, I think, that a leftist gets banned from these platforms. It's very, very different because typically they can say whatever they want and nobody cares. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I need some feedback here. What do you guys think about this? To me, what it says is that Destiny is. I kind of just feel like he's losing it, right? I kind of feel like he's losing it. I kind of feel like that he just will not let it go. He's like, he really hates conservatives, and that's not good. Yeah, he is out of Roland Thorne. You're right. He is out of pocket even for a leftist. He is. He's really off the rails. You think Destiny's the smartest human alive, Buck White? Okay, he might be. He hasn't been kicked from any left-wing platforms. I don't. What left-wing platforms? Sapphire, which of those platforms? Michelle, are you still in the audience? Oh, YouTube. Yeah, but he's been demonetized on YouTube for a while, I think. I don't think he makes any money on YouTube. But if he had, but again, if a conservative or even a middle of the road guy had said what he has said, that guy definitely would have been pulled. Yeah, he's kicked. He's not permabanned from Kick. Expires at the end of the month. Oh, that's interesting. Actually, I think Destiny gets paid by PACs. I think he's getting paid by action committees. So the Kick ban may not be permanent banned, although you kind of have to wonder if it shouldn't be because it is hate speech, and if I said any of that shit, I'd be banned. Vincent Juan, thanks for the information, buddy. Yeah, I think this is true. I think I saw something about this where he basically he wanted guys like what was his name? It's right there. Anyway, there's a couple of conservatives that he wanted out of there. So I think you're right. Kick rocks. All from his crappy subreddit. Okay. Hey, all right. Thanks, Vincent One. Or Vincent One. That's awesome. Michelle, are you still out there? Are you? Let me see. Let me tag Michelle, see what she's doing. Destiny is an agent from the Matrix. Which one? He's not a Merovingian. He's researching for his anti-Trump manifesto. A fucking loser. Buck White's obviously drunk, folks. Don't listen to Buck White. Destiny is a crippled stripper in Reno. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. Michelle probably isn't listening, but she should come up. I have another topic that I think that she would be ripe to discuss. My view on Destiny is never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. That's true. That's true. That's a very good. That's a very good Sun Tzu. Like proverb. That's almost a proverb, Silvar. Almost a proverb. Interesting. Well, tonight's stream, folks, I did this as a, because I didn't get to stream yesterday because I was traveling all day. Tonight's stream will be pretty interesting. I had a bunch of interactions with a what I feel like is a confused feminist leftist who thinks they're conservative-ish, and we're going to talk about that tonight. Destiny likes interrupting other people while he's making a mistake. That's true. Destiny's AOC with a different hairstyle. Damn, sons. You guys got it going on. Yeah, there you go. Happy 30th, man. Happy 30th. I don't drink, so, it works out for me. Well, I guess Michelle's not in the chat, and that would have been cool to have her up here and get her viewpoint on this. I don't have any other females to do that. Tina's not in. No, but it doesn't seem like any of the other ladies are in right now, which is unfortunate because it would have been great to get their point of view on this. That's okay. Suspicious. Destiny is responsible for Hassan and Vosh. That alone. See, Vosh is one I was trying to think of. I believe that he went. I do believe that he went when he was talking to the people who run Kick. He was specifically targeting Vosh, and yeah, that's right. Suspicious is correct about that. I could be wrong about that. But that's it. Yeah, look, Vegas is just another day to me because I don't actually do anything that is fun in Vegas because I don't drink, I don't do anything else, I don't gamble, none of that. Basically, hopefully I'll get a chance to get out and have some good food, which I enjoy. And other than that, not doing much, not doing a ton. Yeah, I remember that story, Damien. I remember that story. That is true. Yeah. I just don't,
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do out there?
I can't barely hear you, Grant. Yeah, I'm in Vegas.
What are you gonna do out there? What are you gonna go do out there while you're in Vegas?
Man, all I've been doing is
probably what I'll be doing, staying indoors because it's hot as fuck.
That's the fucking facts. You know what? I had never been to Vegas in the summer.
Yeah, summertime is
never. I've never come here during the summer, and now I know why. Because really, my trips to Vegas in the past have been limited to, in the fall, I would do SEMA and SHOT Show, and then in the spring, I might come out here just to kick it, just have a couple of just.
No, the best time to go to Vegas is like February, March. That's it.
Yeah, I would come out here in March just to hang out, just to maybe see a show or something like that.
There's no good shows out there right now.
Yeah, I've never had a beer, Vengeful Truther. Nick, I've never had a beer. Nope. Never had one. Never drank.
He's had root beer though.
I have had root beer, sarsaparilla. And Stepfire, I don't gamble just because I'm a cheap fucker. I just don't do it.
Why throw your money away? That's dumb.
Yeah. But I do like Vegas. Vegas is fun. But
yeah, you should have Davrick take you to what's that damn restaurant called? Oh, the Peppercorn.
I think I've been there.
You been there? Like the old. Like,
I've been to Vegas a lot.
So they have that cool lounge.
Because of shooting.
They have that cool little lounge and restaurant, right? You can like go smoke cigars back there.
Yeah, I don't smoke either.
You need to get at least one bad habit, damn it. You ain't gonna drink and you at least smoke a cigar.
Dude, I tell you, I used to tell this. I've said this my whole life. I've only ever had two vices, and they were fast cars and fast women. That's it. It's only.
Well, you got rid of both of those vices, so now you got to pick up two more. That's how the game goes.
Yeah.
You return them, like what I'm saying. You go back like you're going back to the store where you bought them from, so you return them, and then they give you two new ones. Like, come on.
You got to trade up, trade out.
Yeah, it's like it's called an upgrade, like
upgrade. There you go. We went to and I don't like going to touristy places, but we went to some nacho place last night.
Daddy Nachos.
What's that? Yeah,
Daddy Nachos.
Yeah.
Nacho Daddy. That place is bomb. That place is good.
Yeah, that was good, man. Like I was actually a little concerned, but it was good. It was good food.
No, that place is really good. You went to the one like right off the strip, then, right? Like off of like Harmon.
It's in
Miracle Mile.
Yeah, Miracle Mile. Yeah, it's in the mall there. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hey, they got a really edge of the mall.
They got a really cool hat shop in there, in the Miracle Mile. Yeah. Like I got a couple. I bought a couple fedoras in there.
I need a new fedora.
Go in there. They have nice ones.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. Yeah. I'm telling you, Vegas in the summer. So the last time I was through Vegas in the summer, I just drove through. I was I had my kid with me. I was driving from the Bay Area because we were moving through. Or I was cleaning a house out there. We'd already technically moved, but I was cleaning a house. I had just a bunch of stuff with me, and coming out of Reno, coming down through Henderson and all that, the AC went out in my truck. I was like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not that hot. Dude, I got to freaking Vegas at 10 o'clock at night. It was 110 degrees.
Yep. And I bet you were dying.
Dude, I was like, I couldn't drink water fast enough. And I've never been so happy to get to Arizona in my life.
What's funny is it's like, so I moved there last year, right? I was out there last year working with Rolo and everybody, right? And
Cam the King, I absolutely will.
I had a truck that was like, it was 20 years old. The AC still worked. Everything was still fine, right? It was just old. It was paid off. That's why I wasn't buying a new truck. It was good. I was getting every mile I could out of that damn thing. Well, within 2 weeks after we moved to Vegas, the motherfucking AC breaks. It's done. It was the most miserable time last year. Like that fucking heat is something else. Like, you want to know what hell feels like? Go outside in Vegas in the middle of the day or in the middle of the night. It doesn't matter.
118 degrees yesterday, bro. 118 degrees. My wife's like, "Oh, it's like 10 minutes from here, from where we're at to T-Mobile Arena, where there's supposed to be an event." I'm going to tell
You
you.
didn't walk, right? You didn't walk.
My wife's like, we'll walk. And I'm like, fuck, no, we're not going to walk. We're going to ride. So, well, it's only 10 minutes. I'm like, no, it's not 10 minutes. I promise you it's not 10 minutes. So
you could walk.
So we walk out to go from the door to the Uber, and it was so freaking hot. Everybody's like, oh my God, it's hot. And I'm like, yeah, now imagine this for like 10 or 15 minutes. And so we get there. And so you guys may have picked up by now, I always go armed, right? Like always, everywhere I go, I'm armed. So I have my, where is it? Here it is. So I have my pocket stabber with me, right?
You checked that in the plane, right? You checked that?
Yeah, I check baggage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always have it with me. I go to, I get to the T-Mobile Arena and I walk up and I look and the first thing I see are security guards and metal detectors. So I walk over to one of the security guards and said, hey, I have my pocket knife on me. Do you have a place to check things like that? And he's like, no. And I'm like, well, fuck, I'm not going in then.
Yeah.
I ended up having to walk back to the hotel, which it wasn't 10 minutes. It was like 15 or 18 minutes in 118 degree heat. It was fucking hot as shit. And
you probably had to change your shirt like as soon as you got in the room.
I did. I absolutely did. I got in the room and I was just like, fuck, this sucks.
Bro, it would suck so bad that like it would be like as soon as we went anywhere outside, when we got home, we had a shower and get new clothes. Like we did so much laundry this last summer when we lived out there. It was like,
yeah,
you're changing your clothes like 2-3 times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have. I anytime you go outside, man, you just like it's just instantly your balls just start sweating so bad. You need tactical soap for your ball sweat.
That's why you got to get your tactical soap from Grondike. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Gray, did you pack yourself? Did you pack yourself some tactical soap?
Me?
Yeah. If you say no, that's not very tactical of you.
No, I actually did. So normally, so in all, all honesty, I don't use tactical soap. I use Dr. Dr. Squatch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I normally I do pack it, but this time we were, my wife thought we were going to be severely weight challenged, or in our baggage because we just had a lot of stuff going on. And so I'm like, well, I'll just leave, I mean, a bar of soap doesn't weigh much, but we're counting pounds here. Right. So I'll just leave some of that stuff. I'll just use whatever they've got at the hotel. And so I left my shampoo and
worst choice you could have made. That soap at the hotel suck, man.
Yeah, it varies. The stuff that they've got isn't bad, but it's definitely not as good as my normal stuff. So, but yeah, it was so hot, man. It was just so fucking hot yesterday. And you just walk out and you're just instantly soaked in sweat. It doesn't matter whether it's humid or not because you were just instantly it's a dry heat doesn't make a fuck when your t-shirt weighs 3 pounds from the sweat you've got in it.
You know what I find always funny though was that I could never be mad at the girls with the pasties on. I was like, I get it. It's hot into this bitch. You're not doing this because you're a thought. You're just really hot. And I don't mean like attractive. You're just temperature hot. I understand.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how much Vegas is cleaned up.
Well, that's the mayor. The mayor did a great job.
Yeah, I have not seen one person.
Yeah, you're not going to see a hobo. You're not going to see any hobos.
I haven't seen one person snapping out hooker sheets at all.
Oh yeah, none of that's allowed on a strip no more. So that, like, they have moved all the homeless folk and they banned all that stuff on the strip. They want to make it more family friendly, they said.
Well, it definitely is.
The titties just don't work for that whole family friendly idea, but
I did see 2 girls yesterday dressed as old school Vegas showgirls in costume, of course, and but they were literally just taking pictures with people. Like, want a picture, want to take a pic, picture with a showgirl.
Oh, don't worry, you will see the pasty soon enough.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, it's I haven't been to Vegas in a couple of years, and I gotta say, man, it really has changed. I mean, like, no joke. That shit's for real. Because I'm sure you know, because I'm sure you were a real target, dude. It was the most obnoxious thing ever. Those guys snapping out those hooker cards. That snap, 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 snap. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, no. They when we moved there, like, I think the last time I went to Vegas before I moved out there was like 6 months before that, like when I was on Rule Zero with Rolo and Mike and them. It was cleaned up then. The only thing that was like the time before that's when they were still doing it. And that was probably like 2-3 years ago. They were still doing like the nudie mag cards, and like they had all the hobos and the hoes all at the same place. Like, it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good now. But if you go over to where like old Vegas is, like where like the Nugget and Fremont Street. Yeah, if you go down to Fremont Street, Fremont. Mm-hmm. You're gonna see all the homeless, all the shit that you don't want to see is over there. You get your little nudie cards over there.
Yeah, it seems different. The construction downtown, the construction's fucked up. They need to end all of the construction, because it's hard to get anywhere, and it's fucking ugly. But hopefully they'll get that done.
Well, are they still tearing stuff down from what is it, the F1?
Oh, I don't know. But
like,
what
F1 was there, and it took forever to build that shit.
It seems to be taking them forever to build anything, because they apparently, so they're going to build a new hotel.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. It's over by the Sierra.
Yeah, it's they're tearing down. I think it's the Mirage. I think they're tearing.
Yeah,
down.
They're tearing down. Oh, yeah, it's going to be the Hard Rock.
The Hard Rock. Yeah, the Hard Rock. And they haven't even torn down the Mirage yet.
Yeah.
Like,
I have a buddy that works there. He's on the Dragon ship. Goes by Mike Steele. He works for the Mirage. He's like one of their computer nerds.
Yeah, so apparently it's really hard to get anything done. Hey, Michelle, you want to jump up for a few minutes? Give us your take on the Destiny ordeal.
I don't even think that, like, I don't think you can. I have not even heard of a liberal that actually agrees with Destiny's take.
Well, they're out there. I know that they're out there, but he seems to be really bad faith about so much, and you have to wonder. I mean, there's several things you got to wonder. I sent you the link, Michelle. So jump on up when you get a chance. But Vegas is interesting right now because it just seems like everything is taking forever to get done, and it used to be. I don't know. You've been around, for a while as well, Glenn, but it used to be that they would announce a casino being torn down and going up, and it would be like a year, if that. Like, the old one would be torn down and the new one would be up, like, so fast. And now it's like they said it's going to be 2, maybe 3 years before they get the Mirage torn down and the Hard Rock built. Years.
Well, yeah, because there's I think there was structural issues, and
well, I do know they had like some shoddy contractor work out here. Like a bunch of the casinos were affected. I think that's one of the reasons why they're tearing down so many, because the original contractors did a really shitty job.
Yeah, like I know, like a lot of it has to do with money wise, and plus, like, well, I just think they should they already have like the Hard Rock out there, unless Virgin. I think. Never mind. I think I'd be wrong. I think I'm thinking about Virgin, but they pretty much already have what they need out there.
Didn't they turn the Hooters or whatever it was into something else?
They ruined that one. That was stupid.
I can't hear you. You got too far from your mic.
I said, yeah, they got rid of that one. That was the dumbest thing they did.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm advocating for Hooters or anything.
My wife booked me in there once. I don't think she understood where it was or whatever, and it was like really far from the event, and I got to walk a lot that weekend. So
she's just looking out for you. She's just looking out for you.
You might make me sure I get my exercise in.
Yeah, she's making sure you count your steps.
But anyway, Michelle, how are you today?
Hey, Grid One. I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. I've had a pleasant few days offline, and while I've been traveling around, and kind of got to jump back in.
I've been missing your day shift, like as I do my thing in the morning and in the afternoon, and like listening to you. So
yeah, I missed yesterday because I was flying. I was traveling all day, and when I actually got here almost early enough to where I could have kept up the schedule, but I had my wife and my son were in the hotel room with me, and it just would have been terrible to try and, get everything, to get anything done. And so it's interesting. Were you able to hear much about the Destiny?
I only caught like little bits of it. Alex covered it a little bit, and honestly, I was so disgusted I couldn't even get through it. I was like, "This is a horrible take." Like, wow.
Now, have you been a Destiny fan, or are you aware of him?
I mean, not like a fan, but like I do find myself like agreeing with Destiny on certain things. Obviously, like we would have similar outlooks on things. So,
and what are those outlooks?
Oh,
just to be clear, is it like the gay shit? The gay shit, like the dick stick on the gay shit?
No. More like the open shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like what Destiny does, like that's the gay shit. You know that, right?
Okay, I got you. Yeah, no, more the non-monogamous shit is like the stuff that he and I align on. So, but yeah, like he couldn't like, hey, can you just like own that like killing somebody at a rally is bad? And he's like, nah, fuck.
He's like, nah, I really can't. Not tonight.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, dude, like, come on. So it was.
Well, like I think he even said it, it's like he didn't say like he couldn't for any other reason other than he didn't want to give those people basically the satisfaction of him admitting that is wrong.
Yeah, degen.
He's really got the most fucked up take on this I've ever heard. Like
it really is wild.
Yeah. It's really fun. What do you think about him getting banned?
I mean, you're gonna fuck around and find out. I mean, I'm all about those natural consequences, so it's like
right.
You get what you get.
It's weird because he talked about natural consequences, and then he's pissed that they happened to him.
No, you gotta like kind of die on the hill of natural consequences. You get what you get, and you're happy with your decisions or you're not. You change. So if he's happy with himself, then he's not gonna be monetized.
Yep.
All this is gonna do, but this is what they don't realize is that, like, if you keep on demonetizing these, like your biggest like draw, like Fresh and Fit and everybody else, what's gonna end up happening is that they're just gonna push them to go behind a paywall, and then now you don't get none of that money. And then you're going to lose your audience because your audience is not there to watch YouTube because YouTube doesn't make anything. They're there to watch everybody else that posts their shit on YouTube. So So
yeah, that's true. And you know, if you notice the way Andrew's, I think Andrew's ahead of the game, and I probably should emulate him closer in that he only streams live to YouTube, and where they seem to care the least, and then immediately he deletes it from YouTube and puts it behind a paywall.
yeah, but he has another location for that, right?
Yes, it's his own paywall. Yeah, it's his own website.
Yeah, it's not like it's
It's
Yeah, it's
fed
not
through
on Rumble or
it's
Kick
not
or
like
anything like.
Patreon or anything like that. It's his own thing, right?
When you're
Yeah.
actually in the website and it's playing, I do believe it's actually fed through Rumble. It's like
Yeah, it
his
could be.
his actual service that he's using. But yeah, the way he's playing the algorithm is super interesting because he does still feed like shorts and stuff like that. But yeah,
Mhm.
he kills most of his live and a lot of his watch hours, like a lot of watch hours.
And that's why his like what's that stupid thing? Social Blade is low.
Right. Yeah, it kills him on Social Blade.
Yep, that's true.
So what was the other topic that you wanted Michelle for?
I kind of lost my thought because we started talking about all of the Vegas stuff, and then I steered myself away from that. But give me 1 second; it'll come back to me.
I mean, what I heard was specifically the Destiny thing, which I
kind of did want I wanted your take on Destiny, not because of the open relationship thing, but just as because as a guy looking at it, I look at it in a certain very specific way, but as a female looking at it, it could be completely different. So I just wanted a different viewpoint other than mine, because to me it was just like, even if I grant him that at the time his take on so much was right, like we can grant that, sure, at the time Jan 6 seemed really terrible, but now we've got so much more information and Jan 6 makes a lot more sense. And it isn't an insurrection. It wasn't, a lot, and there were things there that were staged, right? And we know that now. He doesn't acknowledge any of that, and he doesn't acknowledge that the lockdowns were not necessary. They're having hearings on it right now that proves that he ignores. Fauci, I'm shocked that Fauci's not in jail, right? Like, I'm really shocked, and I think he is too. I think Fauci planned on going to jail at this point because he knew he was caught. So Destiny doesn't acknowledge any of that. He doesn't even acknowledge that they're holding hearings, but these are public, right? Like he doesn't acknowledge that right now, probably today, there are hearings going on about the Biden administration weaponizing the press and law enforcement against conservatives. And those hearings by Jim Jones have turned up a lot of factual information. Destiny doesn't even admit that exists.
But do you blame him?
Sorry?
I apologize.
Do you blame him?
Go ahead, Glenn.
I said, like, do you blame him? Why would you expect him to acknowledge that they exist? Because, again, like I said earlier, his own media is not reporting it.
But they are reporting. They are reporting that there are hearings. They're reporting all of this stuff.
They're reporting the story, but they're not reporting the same information.
Yeah, they report as little as possible. But
exactly, and it's
has
always
to be
a
watching
different topic.
Conservative stuff. I mean, you can't. He has to be watching it. He just doesn't. It doesn't play to his narrative to acknowledge it. I think he's very well versed in exactly what's going on and what the reality is. But I don't even think he denies the reality. I think that he simply ignores the reality because it doesn't fit the narrative that he needs to spew out to get the views, to be the what am I trying to think of? To be that controversial character. Yeah, he needs to be the bad guy. To be the bad guy, you can't admit that, oh yeah, okay, Gen 6 was not what I said it was for the past 3 years.
Actually, you can and still be the bad guy.
Yeah, but he does. But you're looking at it from a normal person viewpoint. I don't know what drug he's on. I keep going back to meth, but that dude is on.
Well, it's
something.
Adderall. He has
definitely
Adderall. He has an Adderall addiction, which is basically meth. It's legal meth.
Okay,
right?
whatever. But yeah, he's definitely not. You can tell that the huge mood swings, just the rhetoric, it's just crazy. So, what's your point of view on that, Michelle? I mean, you've watched this all.
Yeah, he's definitely like erratic for sure. So I don't know if I like want to question his mental state. It's like if I want to go there.
You don't have to do that. I mean, I do it just because I'm mean. You don't have to be mean.
Okay, I don't want to be mean. But
Oh,
yeah,
no
Dustin
shit.
is an interesting dude, and like yeah.
Oh, he literally said he uses meth? Oh, wow.
No, he's definitely on Adderall. Like
I know he's on Adderall.
Yeah, he said that for sure. He's literally said he uses.
But I think I remember that. I think Glenn's gone. I think he said on Andrew's stream once, maybe where was it? Was it on Andrew's stream that he uses meth, or maybe it was on Fresh and Fit. He was on a stream when he said that.
Wow.
He eats meth. He doesn't smoke it.
Oh.
I mean, that explains a lot. So.
I didn't
He said it on stream. Yeah,
That's
I knew he had said it on stream. I just don't remember which one.
It wasn't like being
I believe it was
hyperbolic or
either
anything?
Andrews or Fresh and Fits.
God.
Or not Fresh and Fit. Because he wasn't on Fresh and Fit. I always confuse the stream with Fresh and Fit. Big Al or Big Z. I don't know what the fuck it was. But
Oh, I have no idea.
it's where he got so pissed off that his wife was dancing with that dude. I don't remember. Somebody will remember. The chat will remember. They always remember.
Yeah, chat wins.
The chat knows all the things.
They do. They're awesome.
So, everybody's dropping off today. Oh, Michelle's back. Did you hit the wrong button?
No, I think it's my phone connection.
I think everybody's having connection problems today.
Yeah.
Abba and Preach. Thank you, Frank Black. See?
Oh, Abba and Breach. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about his wife dancing. That's funny. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think he said it on Abba and Preach that he uses meth.
AKA anal and beads. That's hilarious, dude.
Terrible stuff. Terrible stuff. So,
yeah.
But so what's your take on the shooting and all of that? Or the assassination attempt?
Oh gosh, I remember. I think I was in your Discord, like right as it was happening, and I said my very first knee-jerk reaction was as soon as like I realized he survived it, was like he won, like it's over now.
Right?
Over.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I immediately posted in a few places the vote. If he didn't have the votes before, he does now.
Yeah, it's like every emotional voter or every fence sitter is just like, I mean, you don't take a bullet,
Right,
or
and get
survive
back up.
assassination attempt and lose.
He not only took it, he got back up, and he asked where his shoes were. What a
Right.
baller move! Where's my shoes? Or no, he says, "Can we get my shoes?" Just like
Right.
it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I need my shoes. Can we get my shoes?
Yeah, they're like, we
No.
gotta move, and he's like, no, I need my shoes.
Yeah. Cam the King says he thinks Destiny's doing opiates because opiates do certain thing to your physical appearance. Nothing else does. I see all the signs in his face. Possible.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that like the crackhead definitely does something to your face. Like the meth addicts, they get those crazy sores. They get like picky and stuff like that, where they can't even like the compulsionary type stuff where
Yeah.
they like have to. So I would argue, no, there's a lot of all drugs will do some shit to you. I mean, maybe not like weed or shrooms. I don't think those have any like physical effects, but those chemical based ones will mess you up.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. I in my past, when I worked with kids and stuff like that, one of the things I've known for a long time is that there's a lot of people out there that really truly believe that they can control the drugs, and they're almost always wrong.
Yeah.
So, so that's very interesting, and yeah. So, is there any what's happening out there in the world that you are more concerned about than the
shooting?
than the assassination attempt and Destiny and all of that?
Like real talk, I had a really close friend of mine get assaulted.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so my whole weekend and also into this week has been like kind of be available, be researching, be reassuring, persuading where I can. And it's challenging. And so I've been in my head with that lately. And it's definitely having an effect on how I'm looking at the manosphere like today, and how I see some of how I see some of the men. Like, I think I might. I normally am very, very sympathetic to men, or I try to be, especially like if they have like some sort of social challenges. Like I have a brother with autism and I have a son with autism, and so like I'm somebody who deeply understands people who just like struggle socially, right? And you know, they just don't pick up on the cues, and so normally I'm very understanding of stuff like that. And with this particular incident, it felt like in my perspective that like some of that openness and I guess tolerance was weaponized to somebody that I love and value, and it might make me a bit of a harder person, you know.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'm just chewing on that. Like I don't know if that's right, or it's just where I'm at right now. So
okay.
Yeah. So heavy shit.
Yeah. So I'm on tonight's podcast. I've got wow, I've been on one. So on tonight's podcast, we're going to be talking about how so one of my wife's friends, or not really a coworker, but someone in her same sphere. She's a very strange liberal sort of person. We're going to talk about some of the interactions I've been having with her over the last couple of days. But what's interesting is that she actually is in the process of divorcing her husband because of claimed abuse. I'm sure there was. I mean, she's like tiny. She's a tiny person. So, and I'm not really sure what went down, who did what. I'm not getting involved in the middle of it. So, but her attitude is really bad as well. And I don't believe it's. I think she's like just a super mega liberal person. And even now that this has happened to her, my wife and I both think that she harbors a lot of anger, and she's just not able to really deal with it. So it's very interesting to see what's going to happen there. And we're going to talk about that tonight. I'm not going to really dive into it here, but
right, yeah.
So you say it's making you rethink how you look at men, and can you clarify that a little bit?
Absolutely, yeah. It's like I said, this is like a very, you know, fresh thought, right? That I'm still chewing on.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm definitely not wording
I'm not
it
holding
correctly.
I'm not calling you on the carpet, so to speak.
But I'm also looking at like the comment from Stepfer, and it's just like, no, I'm not thinking all men. I'm thinking about how I approach men. It's more of an inside where it's just like, I don't know if that openness and that like when you have a background like mine, you're very accustomed to people kind of just like acting weird. Like somebody next to me can like, just suddenly like punch themselves in the face, and I'll just be like, oh wow, that person is stimming, and it won't, obviously I would do what I can to like, dissuade them from hurting themselves if I know them or something like that. But like things like that can just like happen around me, and I will not be very reactive to it. I'll just kind of like take it in and approach with more rational thought than emotionally reacting. And that's like by design of how I grew up, and my what is it, like my close I guess the social group growing up, within like this community of disabled people. You have to be kind of used to that. You have to be used to seeing it. You have to be accepting of it. And so now I'm seeing that I just kind of observe some like bad behavior. And I'm not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's getting there.
Okay, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm
and
chewing on it. I don't know. It's all very emotional. I'm not super logical about it right now. I'm just kind of rethinking how like the word isn't dismissive. I just I'm very like accepting to people, and it can sometimes be like at your own detriment to do that. I'm noticing. It's just like an observation. And you can it's like you're too trusting. You can put yourself in bad situations because you're trying to be so accepting, because you're trying to be understanding and also empathetic. And yeah, if it doesn't make sense, I'm sorry, guys. But it, like I said.
Yeah, I feel like that, it really sounds like to me that you don't really have any clarity.
Right. No, I don't.
And so what that's doing is obviously makes it sound really bad. Right. So I see the guys talking about, all of this, but and I don't disagree. To me, it sounds like that you need to kind of just get all your thoughts in order and just make clear evaluations. And then if you have to change the way you deal with people, then okay, sure. But maybe you don't. Maybe it's just like a flinch, a reaction, and
right.
and you need to just kind of let it soothe down. And I say that because you're not 8 years old and it isn't new to you, right? Like I was talking to somebody the other day, and it's like watching my sons. I have a 3-year-old who, he'll jump at something. My 14-year-old's just like, yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. One has never seen it before and is kind of processing how to deal with it. The other one's seen it many times before and knows exactly how to deal with it. And this is where I feel like that you're not really in a space where you can really deal with it, right? Like you're I hate to use the phrase in your feels, but whoop, dropped off. That's okay. If you're still and back. Cell phones, right?
Yeah, that's my connection. Sorry.
Right. That's okay. So if you're just kind of in your feels about it, and as they say, then you probably do need to just step back and wait till everything kind of normalizes out, and then make such decisions about how you think about something or how you're going to react in the future or whatever. Because I just right now it just seems like it's really raw.
It is, and I really appreciate that. I think that's actually what I needed to hear, because I'm angry. I'm very angry.
And if it's something that happens to someone that you like, or someone, a friend or someone you care about or something like that, then it's always more raw It's more emotional than anything else, right?
Right.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for guiding me through that. I appreciate it, because I think I was just kind of sitting in it and stewing. So
Stewing's really bad. And women do that a lot, you know, and men do too. Men are actually worse about it, to be honest, because we'll have a problem and we'll sit and stew about it in silence. At least women will stew about it vocally. But men will stew about it in silence. And generically, I think most men will come to terms with it. Occasionally we'll need a male friend of ours to say, "Hey, dumbass, stop that shit." And and sometimes we never get that friend to say, "Hey, dumbass, stop that shit."
Right.
So that's an interesting thing. And yeah, somebody just posted a link and got timed out. The bot is unforgiving. If you post a link, you'll get timed out for, I think it's 30 seconds or a minute or something. So yeah, don't do that. Guys, I'll be back tonight. I'm not gonna. This was kind of a special broadcast. Really, just wanted to talk about the Destiny nonsense and the fact that he got banned and kicked and demonetized and all kinds of things. I'll be back. I should be, and actually be on pretty quick. I'm going to be back on at about 6 o'clock, which will be 8 o'clock, which will be my standard time for the weekend. And Michelle, thanks for being on. Glenn, if you're still in the audience, thanks for being on. I know you're having connection problems. I am also having problems because the internet is kind of slow. To everybody on right now, we really appreciate you being on, and I'll see you guys later. Again, Michelle, Glenn, you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you back here in a few hours. Thanks so much.
Thanks.